All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Friday. May God bless you all in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed as the Bitcoin price is doing some stuff, guys. It is doing some stuff, and as you know, it is a long weekend, at least in the United States of America, where, there's no New York open today. Zero New York open today. And the question is, what's going to happen with Bitcoin? You know, there's a lot of rumors that Trump's going to post something on Truth Social about Bitcoin, like he always does, causing a quick dump so Eric Trump can buy the bottom, and then they pump it back to the upside, and then they dump it again and pump it, and dump it and pump it. And everyone's wondering what's going to happen as we're forming this very scary head and shoulders bearish pattern. Are we going to dump down, or are we going to keep pumping after hitting the final target of the long trade given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord on the 30th of June? That was 5 days ago. Setup given, trade taken, profits locked, baby. We're up $9,000. Also, this is after the other long trade given from $100,000 in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Setup given, trade taken, profits locked, baby. Bam! Would you look at that? Locking in the juicy profits as well. Now, we got to give a major shout out in the house to WEEX. This exchange, WEEX, man, this is the best deal I think I've ever seen. I'm not even joking. When you sign up using my link, you get $100 just for signing up. I've never seen that before. I mean, this is crazy, man. WEEX, man, they're pulling all the stops. They're trying to get you to sign up to their exchange. Not only that, you get 20% cash back deposit bonus. What? This is insane. Plus, you literally get the lowest fees possible on a centralized exchange. 0% limit order, 0.02% market order. This is actually crazy. Plus, you can get all these juicy prizes, all right? Deposit bonus on all this other stuff, okay? It's actually pretty nuts. It's actually a legitimately good deal. I mean, you see these other YouTubers out there showing Bitget saying, hey, if you deposit $1 million, you can get $1 back. Isn't it a great deal? But this is legitimately a great deal. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is legit. This gets me excited to trade over on WEEX. Also, got to give a major shout out to BLOFIN, because BLOFIN, where we're short from the setup given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord from the exact top, and we haven't closed it yet, is also offering 20% cash back, plus 0% limit order, 0.04% market order, and a chance to win all these juicy prizes. Plus, BLOFIN often does give $100 giveaways on my live stream. So look, man, these exchanges, they're actually giving us some good deals. It's actually a good deal. Also, got to give a shout out to ANTARCTIC Decentralized Exchange. ANTARCTIC Decentralized Exchange, lowest fees, period. Even lower than WEEX. All right, so check it out. Links in the pinned comment. Links in the description. Links in the description and the pinned comment. Alrighty, well, look at this, guys. The Bitcoin price has come up to the target of $110,000. This was the target that we had for the trade setup between 110,250 and 110,900. The reason why we're finding some resistance right here is because we did have a daily order block, that area of resistance that we had on the chart going back to, when was that? Let's check it out. Going back to the beginning of June. All right, we are heading into a long weekend, and the question is, what are we going to see for Bitcoin? We're going to be taking a look at it today, but we got to give a major shout out to everybody in the chat. We got over 500 people in the house on this beautiful Friday. So major shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto. First thing in the morning, sitting on the porch with a cold beer and a festive cigar. I have to be honest with you, man, the cigar sounds nice, but the cold beer sounds absolutely horrible in the morning. There's nothing worse than starting your day with a central nervous system depressant. All right, now a little nicotine in the morning, and I'm not an advocate of it, okay, but I do enjoy an occasional cigar. But I'll tell you this, a little nicotine in the morning could really help get your day going. A little alcohol in the morning guaranteed to destroy the whole rest of your day, okay? All right. But anyway, I can't hate Satoshi Glakamoto. Sounds like a good time. All right. Hope you're having a great day. God bless you. Shout out to Mandatory Myocarditis. He says that's a breakfast of champions. All right. I'm more so of an egg and raw milk kind of breakfast guy. Okay. Shout out to Sue Deep. She's drinking some dang coffee, and I myself am also drinking some dang coffee from my Market Cipher mug. Actually, the coffee's empty. It's empty, but you can see there's a little drop in there. All right, let's see. Good stuff. All right, Jay Jordan says it's the 4th, bruh. Look, I don't care if it's the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 1st. All right, the 2nd. I'm telling you, man, I like to start my day feeling good, all right? All right? Dropping upper or lower decker helps you drop the kids off at the pool. Shout out to Clay the Great. Shout out to Splashfire Films. He says, if your instructor doesn't look like this, then what are you doing? All right? What are you doing with your life? Okay? Major shout out to Mandatory Myocarditis. He was hoping for a nice injection of volatility today. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. He says, how are the watermelons? They are small. Shout out to Townsky, who says, when something sounds too good to be true, we all know what that means. Yeah, but WEEX is legit, bro. All right, they're trying to get people on the platform. All right, it's a competitive world out there. You got all these new exchanges coming open. They're trying to fight for your liquidity, for your money. Right? They want you to trade on their exchange, so they're trying to outdo each other. It's like the exchange wars. You know what I'm saying? Major shout out to Splashfire Films. Shout out to shoutouts. Shout out to Preparing for War. And shout out to HFG. God bless you, my bro. Thank you so much for being here. May the Lord bless you in Jesus' name. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Cool to see the green is working again. Yeah, you know, someone painted my green screen with a picture of a garage. We painted it back green again. Actually, we just painted everything in the garage green. That's how it works, all right? Shout out to Splashfire Films. We gonna dump or we gonna Donald Trump? Shout out to Jackhead's family. Happy 4th. Shout out to Iguana-Eyed. He says, beautiful haircut, bro. Thank you. I just cut it yesterday. Shout out to Sam. He says, mic check. Mic check. How's the audio? Mic check. Check 1. Check 2. Mic check. How's the mic? Mic looks great. All right, I think we're good to go, baby. I think we got this little blue candle pumping on up for the Bitcoin price right now, baby. From the setup given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, baby. Yeah, look at that, man. We are juicy, locking in the profits today. We are feeling juicy, watermelon juicy. Because it's the 4th of July. And you know what they say about the 4th of July? I don't know what they say, but I know certain people who say, you know, it's just not the 4th of July to me unless I eat a slice of watermelon and eat a piece of GMO corn on the cob with margarine, seed oil smothered all over it with the sodium table salt that they make in the factory that's in perfect little square cubes. It's just not 4th of July for me unless I have those two things in my mouth, chew, swallow down through the digestive system, and then comes out from behind the next day. Or maybe in 3 or 4 days, because us Americans don't eat any fiber, and when we do eat the corn, it's like a shock to the system. So, like, the whole cob comes out, and it's very painful. But maybe that's too much TMI, baby. Shout out to Trader Geo, my good friend from the state up north, the 51st state of Canada. Trader Geo, I've been practicing my Canadian so that we can communicate the next time we have a good old collaboration, bro. You feeling bullish or bearish, Trader Geo? Let me know. Shout out to Patrick. He says, I want Bitcoin to drop so I can hodl some more. Shout out to Lion Rune. He says, pay your taxes on your hot dogs and your fireworks. And don't forget the GMO burgers and the ultra-processed meats. Of course. I myself am a big fan of lab-grown and fake meats. Give me a Beyond Burger, and I'm a happy guy. Alright, I vote bullish in the polls, but I'm totes bearish at this point, says McCall20. Shout out to Barry R. Shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto. Burgers and steaks on the grill today. That is what is up, my bro. You know, that is really what is up. I think today, what am I going to eat to celebrate this fantastic day? Probably some chicken, some eggs, some yogurt, and lots of vegetables and fruits, probably. That's what I eat every single day. Shout out to Veta. I'm long 100x leverage. Am I cooked? Veta, are you long 100x leverage? Are you cooked? We'll dive into the charts. We'll let you know. I hope there's enough time. All right. Celery Stick loves 3D printed minced beef. Absolutely. So, honestly, now that you've said minced beef, I've got to now try out my British accent and say we've got the beef mince. I eat beef mince every day. All right. They don't eat over here across the pond. We don't eat ground beef like you Americans, you rebels. We're all about the beef mince. The beef mince. You guys ever have beef mince? The way you make beef mince is you take the beef, you grind it up in the grinder, and you pick the mint fresh from the garden. You put the mint into the beef and mix it all up. You got yourself some nice beef mince. You slap that on the old Barbie. On the Barbie, oh, going Aussie. Shout out to, he says, put this text in Google Translate. Okay, we'll have to figure out what this means. This Canadian text. I'll put it in Google Translate right now. All right, let's see. Because I'm not too good at Canadian. Let's see what Trader Geo thinks about the chart right now. All right, put it in Google Translate. He says, I'm neutral, bro. I don't know how there's no volume and we're all-time high. Don't know what to think of it. It is kind of strange. This last move up has been quite slow. Buy cheese. I did. I did buy cheese. I bought cheese. Don't worry, Big Butts 28. I got cheese. I got the raw cheese. You know, the raw that we always eat. The raw cheese. Lab-grown meat to die for. Beef mince. Yeah, beef mince. There you go. Domino's Pizza. Oh, man. I haven't had Domino's Pizza in years. Shout out to Jewel. Shout out to Jewel. You're looking for shorts on Ethereum. Angus is goated, says Darren Does Things. Is it possible to make $100,000 from $100? Well, here's the thing, actually. I'm officially partnered right now with Klein Funding. I'm officially partnered with Klein Funding. There's a link in the description. This is a crypto prop firm that trades on Bitget. It's super legit, all right? Trades on Bitget, super legit. Check out their plans. There's a link in the description. Right now, they are offering me 15 and 25% discounts for these funded accounts. And look at this. I mean, for $70, you can get a $6,000 funded account with a 100% reward split. And you can customize your own plan in here. You can get to the Instant Pro account. No challenge needed to trade on this account. It's pretty crazy, actually. And all this is done through Bitget. You can customize your dang account. All right. You can get a $200,000 account for $500 with a 40% reward split, 50% reward split, $700. You're trading with $200,000 and you're getting 50% of the profits. Of course, you can make everything customizable up to 13%, 14% drawdown max. And of course, if you make the profit split higher, it's going to cost you more. But even still, you're paying $2,400 for a $200,000 account where you get 100% of the profits. And, you know, these are the different plans here. All right. Instant Pro. You can get a $50,000 account without even passing a challenge for $1,000. All right. That's a pretty good deal. So in theory, yeah, you could do it. You could take $100 and make it $100K. You could take $1,000. You could trade that way. It'll take a long time if you know how to trade. Right now, Klein Funding, a prop firm that trades on Bitget, super legit. They're on the Bitget platform, one of the most trusted platforms in the world. And I think the way Bitget's been handling themselves lately, even in the midst of a hack, shows they're on the up and up. Link in the description of the video. In fact, check it out in the description. If you use Jason25, you get 25% off all standard evaluation challenges and 15% off all instant funding accounts. So these instant funded accounts right here, you get 15% off. So take 15% off these numbers, whatever you make it, because it's all customizable. And that's what you would pay to get an instantly funded pro account on Klein Funding. Actually, a legit good deal, man. You know, I have to say this. One of the perks of being a crypto YouTuber is the fact that people reach out to you and give you these insane deals. I mean, these actually are insane deals. I mean, the WEEX deal, I couldn't believe this. I spit out my dang coffee when they said, Jason, you know, we're going to give you this deal here. I legit spit out my dang coffee. All right, because it's such a good deal. I can't believe it. You're going to give me $100 just to sign up. And then you're going to give me 20% cash back on what I deposit. Give me 0% limit order fees and 0.02% market order fees. I mean, you're literally paying me to trade on the exchange. Bybit used to do that back in the day, by the way. You guys remember when Bybit, you'd fill a limit order and they would pay you a rebate? Your limit order would get filled and your realized P&L would be in the positive. Man, that was a good move on there. They really built the exchange. Shout out to Bybit, man. I do love Bybit. I have a very special place in my heart for Bybit because just the nostalgia of trading on Bybit. The nostalgia of trading on Bybit. In fact, you know, it is pretty crazy to think about the Bybit exchange and how long they've been there. All these new Johnny-come-latelys, you know. Bitcoin is 108,888.88 right now. It says Yowza Doinkosaurus. Honest current bias, liquidity is building to the downside. Well, why don't we pop into the charts, you know? It's been a while here. We've been just shooting the 4th of July talk, you know? Shooting the 4th of July talk. The FOTJT. The FOTJT. You know, we've been shooting that FOTJT, baby. BitMEXC had that too. Good time. Yeah, BitMEXC, that's OG. I never traded on BitMEXC. I didn't get into leverage trading until Bybit came around, really. I was all spot. Any analysis today? Yes, Anthony, man. But we're chill, you know. It's a holiday. There ain't no New York open today. All right, we're chill. We're chill. We're chill. Now let's pop on over to the charts. Let's pop on over to the charts. All right. You guys want to look at some charts? That's why. That's why you came here. You didn't come just to hang out. I thought you guys just wanted to chill, man. I thought we were cool like that, you know. But okay, I see. I see how it is. Y'all just want the charts. All right. Well, we'll pop into the charts, baby. You want the charts? You want the charts? Oh man, you want the charts? I'm gonna give you the charts, baby. I will give you the charts. If that's what you want. All right. Look, I'm here to give the people what they want. Hence the wig and the treadmill, the blue hat, tight purple shirt. All right. Now, let's take a look at this. We got 2 days and 12 hours until we confirm a green dot on the weekly. Now, I have to say that if this green dot confirms, it's not bearish. Let's just put it that way. Money flow thickening, green dot confirming is definitely not bearish on the weekly time frame. We go to the daily. All right. There is still room for the upside here on this daily momentum wave. Just gonna throw that out there. There is still room to the upside on this daily momentum wave. All right, we're gonna go to our 4 hour. And this is where things get really interesting. All right, this is where things get really, really interesting. I'm gonna build a bullish case right now for a breakout here. Now we do have a 3-day weekend, so expect some major volatility. All right, but here's the case for the bullishness. I'm just gonna do it step by step. First of all, based on the 4-year cycle, we still have a few months until the all-time high comes in, all right? Based on our 4-year cycle, we still have a few months until the all-time high comes in. 500 days-ish after the halving is historically when that all-time high comes in, and our halving was in the beginning of April, and 500 days will put us at around September 2025. All right, so we'll just draw a line. This is where we expect the all-time high based on the 4-year cycle. All right, we had, remember, we could, like June 2020 was our halving. And then about 500 days later, we had our all-time high, right? 500 days, right here. That was literally our all-time high, okay? And you can go back and check this for yourself. This is Bybit, so we don't have previous cycles, but we still got a few months until the projected all-time high. All right, that being said, when we look at this green trend line, what do we see? We see it's being respected. It's being respected. not only is it being respected, but the last time we came and bounced from this trend line, we printed a signal on market Cipher B, which when I saw it, it made me jiggle on the inside in a way that I haven't jiggled in quite some time. Why? Why did it make me jiggle? Well, it's because we had something known as a hidden bullish divergence. All right, a hidden bullish divergence is as the price is making higher lows and higher highs on a trend line, the hidden bullish divergence tells you when that higher low is in and when to expect a higher high. Now, technically, we've already made a higher high, so technically, it's already played out. But the divergence is as the price is making that higher low, the momentum wave is making a lower low. All right, very similar to a set of uneven butt cheeks. Okay, you've got a skinny butt cheek on the right. This is a skinny butt cheek. All right, very low calorie. Lots of steady state cardio, low protein. And then on the left, you have a big, fat, thick butt cheek. Lots of heavy weightlifting. We're talking barbell back squats, low bar to really focus on that posterior chain. Get the glutes involved. Deadlifts, glute thrusts, reverse lunges, high calories. Lots of protein, not afraid of carbs. Understanding that, look, carbs are energy. They're not going to make you fat. If you're in the gym and eating healthy, all right, that only happens when you're a sedentary person. That's called a hidden bullish divergence. And as you know, when you eat lots of protein and carbs and enough fats to keep the hormonal profiles in check, you get a pump, baby. You get a pump. And we have seen that pump from this point. All right. Now, we zoom into the lower time frames like the 4-day. As we came down to this area, what did we see? We saw a reversal pattern. So we saw a continuation pattern of this major trend on the weekly. The weekly is telling us this trend is going to continue. But then as we zoom in on the 4-day time frame, we got a sign that says, you know what? This local downtrend is going to reverse. We had a local downtrend, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And we got a reversal pattern of the local trend. A reversal pattern. That's basically a regular bullish divergence. The regular bullish divergence, as the price is getting lower into support, the momentum wave is getting higher. All right, it's the opposite of a hidden bullish divergence. It's a regular bullish divergence. All right, now we switch cheeks. Because, see, here's the thing. This girl, she realized, whoa, I have a problem. My own cheeks are uneven. What am I going to do? I'm going to get injured. So she overcompensated. All right, the pendulum has swung the other way. Now, politically, it's like politics, right? It's like politics, man. The pendulum will swing the other way. You know, you get these two extremes, and they just go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And eventually, they get everyone to where they want them, right? But they do it by creating these two extremes. So we got our two extreme butt cheeks. We've got ourselves our big old push to the upside. And look at this, because this is very important. We have come down to a key support. So we got our first real pullback in this first leg up. All right, we got our first real pullback here. And we actually came down to a key area of support, which is the golden pocket Fibonacci, the 76 confluence with the high volume node of the range. When we came down to this area, we got a continuation pattern on market Cipher B. After you print that bullish divergence, that uneven butt cheek pattern, that next momentum wave that's very oversold usually will give you that next push up in the trend, right? Why is that the case? That's just what happens, especially if the money flow is continuing to get higher. Well, that's exactly what's happening here. Money flow continuing to get higher, which is why, guys, in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we gave the setup from that level. I mean, would you look at this? We gave it from the level, and we took it from the level, baby. Would you look at that? All right, we took it from the level. Actually, I'm sorry, that was this trade setup here from $100,000. We gave this trade setup from $100,000, but then we gave another trade setup the other day from $105,000 to get this little move, and then bam, baby. That's the trade we're still in right now. All right. So we came down to key support. We saw a continuation pattern. And now, if we take a look, we're about to close the week. We're about to close this week. Make sure to smash up the likes, by the way. Because I'll tell you, we have over 9,000 people in the chat, and we only have 2 likes. We have 9,000 people in the chat. We only have 2 likes, guys. Come on. Come on. I mean, that makes me sick. Now, when we close this weekly candle, all right, we're going to close it above the value area high. of this range. Now, let's clear everything off the chart right now. Let's just put the value area high back on the range. And just let's look at this for a second here, okay? Let's make this a line a little bit more easier to see. We'll make it green. Okay? Now remember, a close above this level is essentially going to be a extended breakout back test and reclaim, right? Look at how this weekly candle really tried to wick down hard, right? All the way to the previous weekly open, and then got a wick back up, and is now about to close above 108,000. That to me is a sign of strength. Combine this with the green dot that's about to confirm, and I think we have a pretty bullish bias here to expect more upside. All right? So I would absolutely be interested in seeing more upside right now for Bitcoin, okay? Does that mean I'm going to take a long trade right now? No. Why not? Well, it's a weekend, first of all. Second of all, I can be bullish, but if I don't have a trade set up, then I have no business longing. Right? This is what people need to understand about trading. It's different than buying Bitcoin. If you're bullish, you buy Bitcoin on spot if you want to put your capital into the market. If you're trading and you're bullish, you don't do anything except look for a potential trade setup. That's the only thing you can do responsibly if you're trading with leverage on an exchange like WEEX or BLOFIN or MEXC or ANTARCTIC. And right now, I don't necessarily have a setup here because I haven't planned for one, honestly. That's the only reason. I haven't even looked for one. I haven't even really looked at the charts today. But if we can close this week above the trend line and above the value area high, I'd say that's pretty strong. Why? Because resistance, 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 breakout, back tests, and then we would expect Bitcoin to pump up to a new high, probably between 115 and 117,000 US dollars. Now, let's talk about some things that have been going on here. A few interesting things are these. We actually are seeing some bullish CVD divergences forming in this area. In fact, if we take a look at all this entire range here, going all the way back to July 2nd, so the last 2 days of price action, we are seeing a large number of people trying to short this price action. All right, in general, this is the Bitget inverse perpetual chart. We are seeing shorts opening up here. We can tell because the open interest is increasing. All right, this is the open interest telling us our trades opening or closing. The beginning of this move to the upside here, guys, you can see this was simply a short squeeze. There was no real money coming into the markets. We can tell because the open interest was getting lower, and we said this really has no legs, it has no strength, it's just been a squeeze so far. But after the squeeze, all of a sudden we see traders getting interested, opening up positions. Now the CVD tells us what direction are those trades opening, long or short. When the CVD is getting lower on an increase of open interest, that means there's our shorts opening. So this whole entire area here, we've seen a lot of shorts open. All right, you can see open interest increasing, CVD getting lower. And this actually is a bullish sign. The reason why is because these shorts so far have been unable really to change market structure and even give us a local lower low. So far. Now it's a weekend, anything can happen. But so far, this actually doesn't look so horrible. It doesn't look so horrible. Now when we take a look at our lower time frames, like our 4 hour, let's take a look at Market Cipher B. And let's see what we can see on Market Cipher B. Just between you and me. Okay, there we go. So we printed a bearish divergence on our 4 hour with money flow getting thicker. Okay, looks like we're trying to hold yellow oscillator, trying to get higher. Let's check out our 1 hour. 1 hour money flow actually looks really nice to me. The 1 hour money flow actually looks really nice to me. Wow. Looks like we want to get another push to the upside. Let's check out our 24 minute. Okay, so this is where things don't look so great for the immediate short term on our 24 minute, because why did we reject from this area? It's because we came up to a daily order block, all right? Came up to a daily order block. We take a look at the setup that was given from the exact bottom All right, look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that, guys? I mean, come on. I mean, come on. All right, but when you look at the setup, what was our target? The final target there was 110.252 to 110.7, right? Why was that our target? Because we had that daily level from the beginning of June back here. So we have come up to this level, and that's exactly where we're rejecting from. We're making another lower high. And I know a lot of people are looking at this saying, Jason, this is a diamond reversal pattern. Jay, can't you see it? It's a diamond. Is it? Okay, maybe. I don't know. But maybe it is. Maybe it is a diamond reversal pattern. But here's really what I want to see right now is I need to see this 24-minute money flow come back to the upside, because as we came up to that daily level, we actually did see a bearish signal here. In fact, in the Casper crew, as we were getting this pump, I was telling everybody, hey, I'm still bullish here. I'm still expecting more highs to come, based on our 24-minute money flow. All right? Based on our 24-minute money flow. Let's see. In fact, this is actually a great... It's actually a great filter that you yourself can use. Alright? That you yourself can use to look for the top, right? So over here, I was saying, according to the 24-minute and the 12-minute market cipher B, we still have higher to go. I was looking for 110.250 to 110.900, because as long as that 24-minute money flow is getting higher, you expect more upside. Once that money flow starts to get lower and you tap into a key level, as long as that money flow gets thicker, more upside is expected. Once it starts lowering during the consolidation, then you look for a rejection from the next key level. And at the moment, the money flow on the 24-minute was just getting thicker, right? But as soon as we came to that daily level, which was right here, 110.250. All right, 110.250. This is when that 24-minute money flow starts now to not get thicker, right? It's getting thicker this whole time. We expect higher, and then once it starts to get lower, you say the next tap of the key level zone, that's when you expect the top, or at least a local top, to come in. And this is exactly where our local top came in, and the 24-minute market cipher B gave us that top signal, right? So now what we need to see is, we need to see the money flow now bottoming out on our 24-minute, right? We want to see this curving back to the upside. If we come down, and have we taken that liquidity? We have. We've actually taken this liquidity right here. Ooh, look at that. Like to the dollar. All right, but we don't want to see this 24-minute money flow getting lower. All right, that's not a good sign for a weekend. Look at what happens when that money flow continues to get lower. On the 24-minute, we continue down. It's not until it starts to tick back to the upside that you expect the bottom to be in. All right? And just this last time, like this whole zone right here, you know, this area, as that 24-minute money flow is starting to get higher, that was our key level, right? That was our key level at 105, and that was the signal to get into the dang long trade. All right, you use that 24-minute as your filter. All right, use it for your filter to the downside. When we came to our key zone with the 24-minute money flow starting to get higher, you look for the long. We came to the key zone, the 24-minute money flow is getting lower. Although I didn't short that, that's where I expect us to hit into based on our 24-minute money flow. All right, Market Cipher B, link in the description, coupon code in the description too. Use the coupon code Billy, I think, for 30% off. All right, shout out to Market Cipher, shout out to Crypto Face. So right now, if this 24-minute money flow continues to get lower, well, you know, I hate to say it, but we could see a bit of a move to the downside over this weekend. So where would we look for a move back down? Well, let's just do some basic analysis. If we're not going to break out, if we're going to get a move down, we're not going to close the week above resistance. Remember, contingent on a close above 110, then we're simply just back inside of the sideways range. We're simply just back inside this sideways. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that a little depressing too? Ain't that a little bit depressing? Well, look, here would be our first thing to look for. All right. In the event of a dump, the first area you always look for support once you break out of a sideways range is the back test of the range high. All right. So we're just going to zoom out here. We can see we've broken out of the range value area high at 108K. What does that mean? It means if this is a real breakout and we're getting a pullback, you look for a back test of 108K where we have the value area high, the golden pocket, and the 786, and you look for more upside. So you can plan to say, look, if we come down to this area here around 108K and our 24-minute is giving us a signal and we've seen bullish divergence, we're seeing uneven butt cheeks all over the place, then you know what? I'm going to go for a trade here. And what's great about planning for something like this, all right, is then you don't have to worry about anything, right? Because you're chilling at the pool 4th of July, like my man Satoshi Glakamoto with his cold beer and cigar first thing in the morning. He's just chilling out. Then he gets an alert that Bitcoin's down here, okay? He looks at the chart. Doesn't do anything, all right? Looks at the chart, doesn't do anything. He's like, you know what? Bitcoin's at my level. Let me check market Cipher B. Then he takes a look at the 24-minute time frame. He sees this. Wow. I like what I see. Then he's just chilling out, no rush, and the price bounces, okay? He's like, okay, the price is bouncing from my level. I like what I see. Now I get to take a trade. Guess what he can do now? He can take a trade. He knows where his stop loss should go. Below that wick, all right? Now we're shooting for $115,000 to $117,000, right? So what does that mean? That means we have ourselves a really good risk-to-reward ratio, like a 6-to-1 risk-reward ratio here. We have a 1% stop loss. We're shooting for a 6% move, meaning we're risking $1 to make $6, $100 to make $600, $1,000 to make $6,000. We have our plan ready to go, so we don't have to flop and grope when price is moving, right? But if my man Satoshi, he gets his alert, you know, he puts his cigar in the ashtray for a second there. Hopefully that ash doesn't fall off, right? And we want to keep it for the whole cigar. Just kidding. We don't want to do that. But look. And he doesn't see this. He sees this is getting lower. Then he just does nothing. He goes back to chilling out, right? This is what's so great about understanding the key levels, right? We're not making predictions. We're just saying if this, then that, right? If this, then that. If this, right? What we plan for, then this. And then, of course, usually this. Sometimes not. Sometimes you take the loss. It's all good. That's part of the trading game. Guys, if you want to learn how to trade for free, check out the free course. My YouTube channel. 100% free, 18-part series, giving you the juice for free. Wow, amazing. Also, check out WEEX, guys. Right now, WEEX is giving you $100 just for signing up. You don't even have to deposit. You get $100. They're giving you 0% limit order fees, 0.02% taker order fees, and 20% deposit bonus. 20%. You deposit $1,000, you get $200. Deposit $2,000, you get $400. Deposit $100, you get $20. You can get $120 just for depositing $100, and you get $100 for free. You could sign up, deposit $100, and now you've got $250 to trade with 0% limit order fees. It's insane. All right. Also, check out BLOFIN, also giving you 20% cash back on your deposit. Plus, BLOFIN has 0% limit order, 0.4% market order. Also, guys, we got to give a major shout out to Klein funding. If you know how to trade because you took my free course and you're looking for a crypto prop firm because you don't have capital but you know how to trade, check out Klein funding. Right now, they're giving 15% discounts on an Instant Pro account. You don't need to pass a challenge to start trading on this prop firm, which trades on Bitget, so it's super legit. And customized plans here, all right? You can decide how much reward split you want. Look at this. 80% reward split, a $50,000 account for $1,300, right? Plus you could get your standard 2-step accounts, $6,000 account for $36, man, for a 40% split. And of course, if you're using my code in the description of the video, you can get 25% off of this. All right, I don't even know what 25% of 36 is, but it's cheap, man. So check it out. Link is in the description right now. Klein funding right here. And check out 25% off standard evaluation challenges, 15% off instant accounts with no challenge. It's a legit good deal. All right. Also, we got to give a major shout out to the Casper Crew VIP Discord, the best trading community in the world, where we give the trade setups in advance. All right, myself and other instructors every single day, multiple times a day. You make sure to check it out. All right. Now, let's say, just as an example, that the Bitcoin price doesn't hold. Let's say that she don't hold. Let's say that she don't hold. Make sure to like the stream, by the way. Make sure to like the stream. We got 3,000 people in the house. We have 2 likes. We have 2 likes. That's amazing. Shout out to Lauren with her math skills. Thank you, Lauren. I can always count on you. Here we go. That's true. I forgot to mention BLOFIN also does now offer inverse perpetual trading, which is nice. It's really nice if you want to stack your Bitcoin. If we don't hold the value area high of the range, then fib low to high, guess what? We're probably going to make our way back down to around the $102,000 zone, which is the fair value low of the range, just historic support, Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786. All right, so we're looking for this. For our first bounce here, this is what we hope to hold over the weekend. We hope. If no, then we're probably going to make a lower low, and chances are we're going to make our way down to here because there is just no support below this area. And there is obviously lots of liquidity that can easily be swiped from these 2 lows. Right, so for me, Bitcoin, very simple. What do we want to see for a nice weekly close? We want to see the level hold above 110. Let's just say 110.3. All right, we need a weekly close above this level here. All right. Actually, let me hang on. I don't know. Let me find out the exact level for you guys because I forget what it is. What's the exact level? We need a weekly close above. Okay, it's actually not so bad. We just need a weekly close above. Oh, nice. 108. Oh, nice. 108. All right, weekly close above 108. We look for more upside, honestly. We lose 108, bad. We look for then 102. But 108 is going to be key for a bounce, all right? 108 is going to be a very key back test over this weekend to hold, all right? Now, also, because it's a weekend, you know, maybe we get a big old wickaroony. But the 108, that's got to be key right now. All right, that's got to be key right now. Oh, my goodness. Have we already switched back to Brit? My goodness. Major shout out to Mandatory Carditis. He says, only 300 people, 300 likes for you. I don't know. I guess I suffer from like count dysmorphia, okay? Like count dysmorphia. It's very similar to body dysmorphia, where even if you're big and strong, you look in the mirror and see a little anorexic guy. Like count dysmorphia is where even if you have 300 likes, you look at the likes and it just looks to you like 2. Yeah, it says 300, but it looks like 2. The 3 kind of looks like a 2, and then those other 2 zeros, they're zeros! So they don't count. All right? Shout out to Ben. He says 108 is like the 236 Fibonacci. Is that true? Shout out to Eagle. Can I get a shout out? Yeah, man. The Future West says that's an insane deal. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Shout out to Notorious Skate. He says hair is looking awesome, Jay. Well, thanks, man. Money flow on 24 minutes is coming back up. Well, that's what we need to see. That's what we need to see. Is it true, says Leonidas, that California passed a bill where if you don't touch your crypto for 3 years, the state could legally seize it? Well, thankfully, I don't live in California. So someone out in California has got to let us know. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? Yeah, zeros don't count. You know? Zeros don't count. Shout out to Top Shot of Brock from Venezuela. What's up, bro? God bless you. Shout out to D. Fran. Can I ask what the triangles on your price bar are? The triangles on my price bar? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, those are my alerts. Those are alerts. Those are alerts to let me know when I'm trying to get a trade in. Tina wants to see my real hair? Uh-oh. Alright, Tina. How's it looking? How's it looking? Let's see. How's it really looking? Can you tell I cut it myself? Honestly, how's it really looking? Let me know. Man, I don't think you guys can see, but when I do this, I got like raindrops of sweat coming down. Raindrops of sweat. RDS, baby. Look, if you don't have raindrops of sweat, are you even a trader? Let's be honest. Let's be real. If you don't have raindrops of sweat coming down, are you even a trader? I don't know. Alright, shout out to D-France. It's beautiful. What band did I play in the 80s? You probably never heard of them. Probably never heard of the band I played in before in the 80s. It was called Motley Crue. You probably never heard of them, though. Dave L, do you think I'm bald? Do you guys think I'm bald? Let me know if you guys think I'm going bald. I don't think so. I think I just cut my own hair and it looks, I'm doing a really bad job. But maybe I'm going bald. Maybe I'm just in denial. You know, I've light count dysmorphia and balding denial. You know, I'm going to be 35 in a month. Alright? 35 in a month. No, it wasn't Van Halen. I was going to say Van Halen, but then I thought to myself, nah, Eddie Van Halen, he's got black hair. And I'm definitely no David Lee Roth, okay? So what do you guys think? Am I bald? Am I bald? Striper, yeah, that's what's up, man. I would be in Striper. You're right. I would be in Striper. Shout out to Preparing for War. Yeah, man, I spent a lot of time researching them. I spent a lot of time talking to them. They seem super legit and on the up and up. And the fact that they're using Bybit also is like super legit, right? We know where their money's coming from. It's from the Bybit platform. They have a deal with Bybit, so it seems really legit. And they're new, but I think it's a good opportunity, man. So I'm gonna start trading there as well, to be honest with you. I just haven't started yet. But shout out to Preparing for War. God bless you, bro. Remember, guys, with any platform you're trading on, there's always a risk. All right? Notorious knows why I wear the wig now. Oh, man. You're 37, Lauren? Man, I'm about to be 35. You know what's so crazy? When I was 25, 30 seemed so far away. Now that I'm 35, I'm basically 50. I consider myself 50, all right? If you're 50, I consider you one of my contemporaries, one of my peers. All right, because look, 15 years ago, I was 20. And that went by like this. So I'm basically 50. I'm 15 years away from 50. And when you're 50, you might as well be 60, and then you might as well be 75. Then you might as well be 90, honestly. Life is so dang short, guys. It's so short. It's so short. You know, one of the craziest experiences of my life was giving birth to my son. You might say to yourself, Jason, what do you mean giving birth? You're a man, right? Well, guys, it's 2025, and if you're forgetting, I did graduate with my degree in trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender studies, all right? You can't spell menstruation without men. But anyway, I remember giving birth to my son. And my grandfather at the time was 97. And he's still around, he's 98. But it's so weird to see a baby, a newborn baby boy, and a 97-year-old man at the two uttermost polar opposites of the life process, and think how quick that goes by. How everyone starts off as a little baby, and then, man, Really makes me think about that scripture in Isaiah 40, all flesh is grass. And all its goodness is as like the flower of the field. You know, you have these beautiful flowers that come out in spring. They're so beautiful. They're strong. They're squatting. They're deadlifting. They feel good. And then the next day you go out and they're withered off, dead, never to be seen again. Man. It's crazy. Pegless says, I'm 35 a few weeks ago and never been in better health physically and mentally. It was a mess in my 20s. Yeah, me too, Pegless. Me too. I mean, I'm way healthier, more energetic, feel better, more jacked, ripped abs in my 30s than I was. I was a soft little soy boy look in my 20s. I mean, you guys saw this picture, right? But in all seriousness, when you're drinking alcohol, smoking weed, eating fast food, staying up all night, you're not going to look like this. Or I guess I don't have a picture. But yeah, you're not going to look like this. You're not going to look like that. All right? But what's funny is, you know, we spend our life trying to feel good and be healthy and stay young, and then eventually life just overtakes you. Life just overtakes you at some point. My grandpa, man, he made it to 96. Still living on his own, driving himself. Dude would drive senior citizens to their doctor's appointments as a volunteer, all right? He's 96, driving like 75-year-olds to their doctor's appointments because they can't drive and he can. He was gardening himself. He owned he was still, you know, obviously he was retired, but he had rental properties, all this. And then something happened. Something happened. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it was. But something happened to him. And he completely lost two things. He lost his short-term memory. He still has his long-term memory, so he can remember everything that happened, like, for years in the past. But he can't remember what you told him 2 minutes ago. And he also, in that process, lost his ability to walk. He hurt himself somehow. We don't know what it was. It just happened like that, honestly. So, Jennifer says, wait for 50s. What happens in your 50s? I feel like I'm already 50, to be honest. Feel like I'm already 50, to be honest. You know, what's the difference between 50 and 35? And honestly, when I look at most people who like are healthy and take care of themselves, there really is no difference between 50 and 35. I mean, maybe you look a little bit more mature in the face, but in general, you can still do everything at 55 you did at 30. You know? Petro, he says, Jay, you got to stop doing curls in the squat rack if we want to see Bitcoin break out. We can get an alt season. Look, I will never be able to stop doing curls in the squat rack. I'll never be able to stop doing that. It's just too good. It's just too good, I'll tell you. It's too much. You get too juicy of a bicep pump curling in the squat rack. All right. You're never going to be able to get a sick arm pump like this unless you curl in the squat rack. I'm telling you, man. There's something about curling the squat rack. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But knowing that you could drop the weight on those pins at any time lets you pump the blood into that dang bicep, man. I'm telling you, man. It's crazy. You feel like a totally different person. All weightlifters know. Those 5 minutes after your arm workout, how you feel like dang Superman. You look like Superman for 5 minutes. Alright? You go upstairs feeling all jacked, and then all of a sudden you look like a normal guy who doesn't even lift anymore. You know, it's just how it goes, alright? It's just how it goes. 70-year-old farmers around here will outwork you. That's true, honestly. That's one of the main reasons why I'm so big on the farm work, you know? That's why I'm so big on the farm work. Lost memory is dementia. You work with old people. Yeah, it's weird because it just happened quick for him. Like something happened to him. But I love my grandfather so much. He's the kind of guy that I look up to big time because he's a real American. All right, he was born in Cuba. He was born in Cuba in the 20s. And then he came to America in the 40s. He didn't know English and he had no education. He grew up on a sugar plantation in Cuba where basically his family were like, it was basically like feudalism. The plantation supported them and they worked. The sugar mill and plantation and all that, right? He came to America in the 40s with no education, didn't know English, and he worked hard. Now, I know you can't really do this anymore because of the current economic status of the dollar, but he worked hard. He didn't complain. All right? He didn't complain about racism and all this other stuff. He had a brother who went back to Cuba because of racism. Not even kidding, right? He didn't complain about that stuff. He saw there was a good opportunity here. All right? He worked hard. And he worked his way up to become a very, very wealthy, successful man. And he married my grandmother and gave birth to my mother. You say, what do you mean, Jason? He gave birth to your mother. That was back in the 50s. There was no trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies back then. Well, they just didn't talk about it, that's all. All right? But yeah, shout out to my grandpa. All right? And till the day he was 96, he was still gardening in his backyard, growing his own food. Man, this dude, a top G would give you literally the shirt off his back if he knew you needed it. Super frugal, right? Was a millionaire, had millions of dollars, worked hard for it his whole life, but he was so frugal. I used to go to his house when I was a kid, stay over. I would go to take a shower. He'd be like, hey, Jason, before you shower, let me teach you how to do it to save money. Turn on the water and count to 10 and get yourself wet and then turn it off. All right? You don't want to waste that water bill. Then he'd take out the soap. He would keep his bars of soap until they were this big. He said, then take the soap and rub it in your washcloth. And with the water off, soap all over. Scrub. All right? And then turn on the water for 20 seconds. Get it off as quick as you can. All right? That's how he would. I remember one time I went to wash my hands. I kept the water running while I was so. He said, Jason, what are you doing? He turned that water off. Dude used to keep the sugar packets from the restaurants, the jelly from the restaurants. I'm telling you, anything that could be saved, he saved it. Dude was a millionaire. You would never know. All right? Fixed everything himself. Had his old tool shed with all his tools that he bought once and took care of and fixed everything. Man, what a cool guy. A true man. Man, he legit, man. Shout out to my grandpa. Shout out to Chatty C. Says, I'm going to make trading cards out of my favorite YouTubers. That would be actually funny. That'd be actually funny. My grandpa escaped communism. Yeah. The funny thing about my grandpa is, he is a hardcore liberal. Which is funny. But he's an old school liberal. He doesn't understand what's happened to the Democratic Party, alright? He's an old school Democrat. He doesn't really understand what's happened here. But yeah, he got out of there before Castro really took over. And things really went downhill in Cuba since that time. So he's gone back periodically and comes back and says it's so sad to see everything that's like gone to absolute toilet. But I still have family in Cuba that I've really never met because I don't know if I can go there now, to be honest with you. But I know when I was a kid I could not go there because you couldn't be a grandkid of the born citizen. You could only be a direct kid. So, shout out to Quiles1100. But look, Cuba's a cool place. I think I could go there now. I know on my honeymoon, I went to the Caribbean and I did smoke a Cuban cigar. At least they told me it was. Who knows, honestly. Some tourist stop in the Caribbean probably was just some kind of like random leaves rolled together. But I did it in honor of my heritage, right? My heritage, baby. When carbon neutral? Well, as a firm believer in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies, I'm already zero carbon myself, which is why I'm not even real. I'm just an AI. All right. Shout out to myocarditis. Cubans don't want to live in Cuba. That's why they go to Florida. Yeah, I got a lot of family in Florida too. All right, got a lot of family in Florida too. All right, Miami. Not really in Miami proper, but around that area. You were stationed in Guantanamo Bay? Interesting. A lot of lore about Guantanamo Bay. Shout out to Trading Tribe 699. Alright, how do I feel about the WEEX just now? Let's check it out, because I've been rambling on about my Cuban grandfather, right? Shout out to Preparing for War. Nothing like a fresh Cuban sandwich. Your mom rips dryer sheets in half. Well, Preparing for War, like it's hard to say, man. Like, it's a weekend, there's no New York Open, we did take the liquidity. We're bouncing from the 786. Let's see how the order flow looks. There is, there's, I don't know. It's not really the most bullish CBD. I mean, one thing for certain is if you're trying a long, and I'm not prepared to take a long here, right? I'm just saying if this was your plan and you have a reason to long here, it's a good risk to reward back to the top of the range. It's even a good risk to reward to the POC where we have the short liquidity and we have an easy invalidation, or you could say invalidation below the wick, which could give us like a 5-to-1 just to the POC, right? So I don't know how I feel necessarily about the wick, but if this was your idea and you got some kind of reason to enter, objectively speaking, it's a good risk to reward. And let's check out market Cipher. Well, we're getting a trigger wave on the 12-minute at the very least, with money flow getting higher. That looks good. Let's check out our 2-minute. No bull divs. But we did have some bull divs coming into this first low. And that looks like we're going to get a trigger wave. So yeah, I could make a case for longing here. Would I right now long from here? I can't say because I'm not in the mentality right now of looking for a trade setup from this level. But from what I'm looking at now, objectively speaking, it's got a pretty good risk to reward, right? We're either bouncing from the 786 or we're not. If we're not, 0.13% stop loss. If we are, POC gives us a 5-to-1 risk reward. We take half the trade out. We risk 1 to make 2.5. Let the rest ride. Who knows? Maybe we long the bottom. All right? Maybe we've longed the bottom. Don't use dryer sheets. Cysteine and D. Yeah, don't use dryer sheets, guys, honestly. I don't use dryer sheets. I don't use soap. Bring the handlebar back. Talking about this. This is how you can tell I'm Cuban. Sí, señor. Porque all Cubanos look like this, right? See, this is how you can tell I'm actually 60, right? That's a total boomer joke, all right? Prepare for War is going for it. May the Lord bless you, man. Am I still short from 110K? I am still short. I'm in 2 short positions from 111. I'm still in this short, Ben. Over on BLOFIN. From the setup that we gave in advance. Yeah, I'm still in a short. Yeah, I'm still short. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, I'm still short. What you gonna do about it? Jason Lee broth. Because we're talking about the chicken broth over here. The chickens. Look at the short right now. The sweat stains is weird. They're dripping down my man. And look at this too. The nipple. The nipples have little holes there. Also where the sweat don't go. Isn't that interesting? Did I look at the Bitcoin 3-day bullish on parade? How old am I? I'm 50, donut. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin 3-day. There's a lot of Cubans in Louisville. Interesting. So here we are on the Bitcoin 3-day. Ooh, I see what you're saying, man. Shooting star, swing failure pattern. But actually, we didn't even take this liquidity yet. We didn't take that liquidity yet, but we did take the last 3-day candle. Really, it just makes so much sense to me that we see higher prices, man. But if this candle was happening after having taken 111, that would be a little bit different, a little bit more bearish. But so far, no bear div here, so it looks kind of nice. Ain't gonna lie, looks kind of nice. You know I ain't gonna lie, but it looks kind of nice. Let's see. Yeah, I could see why that candle don't look the best right now. I can see why that candle don't look the best right now. How do you become a moderator in the Jason Casper Discord? Well, it's a real tough process. It's not a public process, but you got to be in there for a long time. You got to show that you care about the community. You got to be helpful in general. And then one day, if we need another moderator, we all talk about it and say, what do you think about this person? Like, yeah, I like that person. They're super active. They're super helpful. You know, they're always here. And then we hit that person up and say, hey, what do you think? Would you be a mod in the Jason Casper VIP Discord? Sometimes they're like, yeah. Sometimes they're like, nah. They're like, yeah, and they're like, nah. You know? That's how, man. Shout out to Crypto Incognito in the chat. God bless you, man. Good to see you here. Can you join on that? Epong? Look, Epong, if you're in the Discord, you're there for years, putting in the work, helping people out, answering questions, and we ever need a moderator, we'll hit you up, man. But look, right now we don't need any mods, all right? We don't need mods. So yeah, you have to be jacked too. All right, Spartan Wrestler's jacked. White Phoenix, he used to be super into weightlifting. Boyan's a competitive bodybuilder. All right, Thor, one of the best bikers in the world. All right, Jason Casper curling in the squat rack 24/7. Jason Casper never doesn't curl in the squat rack. You know, I stay curling in the squat rack, man. Do you get lifetime membership VIP if you're a mod? Of course. Yeah, you get free. You get free Discord membership if you're a mod. Crypto Incognitos, he's jacked. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. Tina D likes Divine Hood. Yeah, Divine Hood's the best. I love Divine Hood. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy, you know? Let's see if we come back up to our target. No music? I thought we had some music. I hear a little bit of music. Let's see here. Let's get some more music on. Let's see. Let's get some good old beats as the Bitcoin starts to pump. Man, I'm feeling this beat. I'm feeling it today. You guys feeling it? Yeah, feeling the beat, the 4th of July. Don't you know I'm pretty fly for a white guy? As we're seeing purple candles turning blue and fly. Next thing you know, price up into the sky. J. Casper, we're chilling in the house. Trading here for the Bitcoin bounce. But oh snap, baby, let me take a peek to see if market Cipher B has any new uneven butt cheeks. We want big on the left side and juicy, skinny on the right to round out the booty. And bro, can you even spot it? But we gotta bounce from the local golden pocket to the 6-minute time frame. Where do we begin? Here we go, got the weighted dips and chins. Trying to get the pump up in the gym, then we go, cause you know we're coming in for the win with the profits. Can you spot it? Then we rock it, tippy top it. Can you flop it? Don't drop it, cause we got a candle turning purple. Don't be such a nerd like Steve Urkel. We came down to the 786. Don't you know the Bitcoin price is back to her old tricks? And we're in the mall taking the pics to post it up on MySpace. Licking the lips because 618, 108 looking great. Then you think we're gonna pump, then you best just wait, cause we got a 3-day weekend. Next thing you know, then we come on fleek and we got the price about to pump, liquidity above. Trading Bitcoin like a hand inside the glove. Up here we're all love, no hate, don't gov. Cause you know the government wants to take the snug. Then we got the trend line looking fine, nice and juicy like a key lime pie. Then we start to break out, we hit the sky. Can we do it? Can we do it in time? I don't know, cause liquidity's low. And if you're feeling bullish, better look out below. Sit back and listen to Jason's flow. Got the crypto channel, don't you know? Coming back to the pics. How do we look? We better lick our lips. Got the purple candles coming down, then we gotta split. What do you think about the pick? We gotta do a mic check. Mic check, is the mic alright? Shout out to Mike, who's doing it right. We got the mic check, and I don't mean to be rude, but I gotta give a major shout out to my dude, Michelle Obama, looking like a llama, hanging out all night in her fresh new pajamas. But don't you know I'm so dang stoked? Went to McDonald's from Carl, then we poked a Big Mac. We got double patty. Shout out to the market makers, do what I wheeze, cause we wanna pump up with the short squeeze. Oh no, candles turning purple, but you know we wanna see them turn blue. Oh no, I'm a nerd like Steve Urkel, but I'm walking on the treadmill in my shoes. Oh no, here we go, I gotta slurp, yo, but you know I do whatever I choose. Oh no, Jason is a dope, yo, but you know we're trying to ruse. The market maker's about to pump it. Bitcoin price, man, hopefully don't slump it. Next thing you know, we tip it to the tumpet like we're chilling like the president, like straight up Donald Trump it. Yeah, cause it's Trump versus Biden. And if you're scared, I know that you'll be hiding, cause I'll bet you that you're short of the exact bottom. Bitcoin price looking like she wanna one with the wumble wibble wobble with the moon. Bitcoin price, see you in June next year, when we're at the lows, the bear market coming in, better look out below. Oh snap, the price action looking muddy, just like trans non-carbon binary emission gender studies. Back in college, I was looking like this. People didn't know what bathroom I would piss in. Is it the girls or the boys? And if you're feeling bullish, baby, let me hear you make some noise. Cause don't you know I got the sock on the head, like I'm just playing with my toys. The glassy eyes, the Amish beard, the weird lips. Don't you know Jason Casper looking weird? I lost my flow, but that's alright, better look out below, yo, yo. Alright. Shout out to Carl from the Moon. We got bacon, hash browns, veggies, and coffee. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, looks like we're not getting that pump that we wanted here. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens next. Oh, this is a nice beat too, isn't it? A 1 billion dump incoming? A 1 billion dump incoming? Oh my goodness. A billion dump incoming. Market makers, this ain't funny. But don't you know I got a drummy on my tummy, like we did when we won it. So sweet I'm eating honey, then we do it like I'm drumming on my tummy. Because when the price action goes up, cause then you know we about to blow up. Ayo, price action moving fast. Get into the car, you about to hit the gas. Yeah, don't you know we're driving past all the slow drivers in the right lane, they ain't last. And yeah, we do it every day, coming to the charge just to get paid. I give it to you straight, you know I never give it gay. Cause my name is Crypto Master Rapper J. Ayo, got the wig on my head, and if you feel embarrassed, you're gonna end up dead. Trades in the red, we only in the green, hanging out every day. Don't you know what I mean? Living dreams out here on the farm. We do it hard, you know we do it long. Cause we long the top, we never drop. Bitcoin price about to come and hit the spot. Yeah, to the white box. Bitcoin sneakier than a white fox. Next thing I know we changing clocks. Got the minute hand coming to the tippy top, like a nice hour. Got the power, Bitcoin price for about a flower. Take the flour, mix it with the water, make the bread. Bitcoin, I got the bars in my head. Yeah, ayo Jay, what's with the 80s wig? Looking like you want to do an Irish jig. But I don't know, check it out man, I'll tell you what I think. When the price comes down, then the price goes up. Got the caffeine in my veins, the coffee in the cup. Gotta give a shout out to Market Cipher. Gotta give a shout out to Bitcoin Hyper. Don't you know we do it like we're wearing jiters? What's a jiter you ask? I'll give it hyper like a diaper. The thing that you poop in when you're on the charts. To get the scoop in, the ice cream, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. Bitcoin price looking kinda scary. Don't you know, the daily looking scaly. But then we come back and Jason looking hairy. Got the blue hat chilling on my head. Trades only in the green, never in the red. Cause I am the market maker, I'm the trading boss. Sit back, relax, I'll give you the trading sauce. Also, check out the free course. Is it on my YouTube channel? Of course. And guess what else? We got 18 sessions. So sit back, relax, you know you'll be blessed. And here we are, rapping 4th of July. Bitcoin candles pumping to the sky. Got the fireworks blasting off, straight up Donald Trump. We will never dump, don't you know we only pump. Chilling on the mic, got the glasses. Price so slow like molasses, but it's sweet. We got the simple sugars and the carbs. And the Bitcoin price about to blast so far to the eye, popping out of the head. Jason Casper looking kinda red, cause he's hot and sweaty, up on the treadmill. Walking so fast, is he going uphill? The incline, the decline is looking so dang fine. You know that he wants to do it tomorrow, take some time. Squeeze a nice juicy lime, right into the Coca-Cola, sip it like some slime. Yeah, who we got in the chat? Juan Hernandez, what about that? Juan Hernandez says take the next beat. Gonna do it when I'm walking on my feet. Nick Flip with the bread and the wine. Chris DNC, this song is fine. Crypto Incognito with the plunger and the fine. 100%, don't you know we're on fire, then we fly. Man. Whoa. Yeah. This is a hot beat too. Don't you know I'm the man in demand? Then I take your hand, then I smash it all across the land. Like the Land Rover, looking like the Land Rover. Hitting Glover out in the grass, looking for the next 4-leaf clover. Then we come to the keyboard, looking fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got the 5. Then the 6, 7, 8, 9. Jason Casper got the bars line after line. Yeah, don't you know I only spit the mic. Jason Casper on the raps, and you know I only do it right. Bears in the Bulls, 4th of July, they fight. Then we're coming back inside, they are trite. And what's trite? It's emotions. Bitcoin slippery like all the lotion. Rub it on your chest, rub it on your arms. Take along from the bottom, prices going far. But then we got the purple candles dumping back down. Hear the sound of the market makers about to turn the price around. But we got some bullish absorption down below. Then we about to pump, look out, and then we we blow distance, go the distance to the distance. And if we blast out, you know we go the distance. Yeah, we're about to pop Bitcoin, so relentless, she just don't stop. Then we rock it, can you top it to the next golden pocket? Hopefully you don't drop it, then we sock it, can you spot it? We're coming to the next golden pocket where we top it. Don't you know we only want to see it rocket all-time highs. Bitcoin up in my eyes, oh my goodness, you know I'm going for the prize. Took the long setup given in advance. Jason Casper got the fire ants in his pants. Going up the butthole, it hurt so bad. Then he sang a rap song and he was so sad, cause he locked in the profit 7K. Then he took another trade just the other day. Outside and you know we don't play. I'm so hungry that I'm eating from the tray. You know I go in the garden dinging with the spade. Only serious, you know that I never play. I only give it to you straight, you know it's never gay. Every day, just like yesterday. Do it the same way every other day, and I'll never do it differently, you know I don't play. Oh my goodness, can you hear the sound? Bitcoin price smashing to the ground. Jason Casper, the white box of warning. Hopefully my rap songs are not too boring. But we got the target hit, then you spit, then we get a drip down. Cause you know we wanna quit, but we don't. Cause we're only winners. Going outside, get the chicken breast for dinner. Man. Fear kills your trading. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? You must have a Bitget account? Is that true? That can't be true. Hang on. Is that true? You need a Bitget account? You can't just trade? Wait a second. That can't be true. That's literally one of the first questions I asked them. And I have an account. But I haven't traded on it yet. What the heck, man? I'll figure this out. I'll figure this out. Don't worry. Don't worry. I do have a Bitget account. Hang on. Let me figure this out. I hope that's not true. I'm gonna hit him up right now. We'll see. We'll get this straightened out. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. Prepare Forces, the website says they use Bitget even if your country don't allow it. Yeah, exactamundo, my man. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can do it. Yeah. How do I trade Bitcoin when it hits 1 million? Same. The same way. The same way that I trade now. Look, no matter what the price of Bitcoin is, I'll trade it the same way I trade it now. Alright? It doesn't matter. I trade the same way now. I traded at 15K. And I'll trade the same way I trade now when it's 1 million. You know? You know, this video here, this was historic. I remember trading this. All right. This video aged well. Historical bottom signal. I took a long from 15.5K, man. This video aged well. I'll trade Bitcoin the same way I do at $1 million as I traded it at 15K, and I'll trade it the same way I trade it now at 100K. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? This video, I was very excited to have Bitcoin so low. I looked at it as a huge opportunity, and man, that opportunity paid off. It feels good to be on the other side of this video, I'll tell you. Here we are at $100,000. And we're scared that we're dumping down to 108. That is cool. That is bullish. Did I read your DM, bro? I didn't read your DM, man. Is it in Discord? Oh, bro, I have so many Discord DMs, man. Oh, I see it. Oh, no. Oh, you just use a VPN. I'll figure this all out. I'll figure this all out. I see what you're saying, Lucky Jim Bob. I will figure that all out, man. Alright. Yeah, that was the bear market low. Shout out to Getchy, bro. What is going on? God bless you, man. God bless you, bro. I mean, I've KYC'd on Bybit using a Palu, whatever ID. A Palu Palu. Pulu. A pillow ID? A pillow ID. What a day, guys. What a day. What a stream. What a day. What a stream. Thanks for going on a Sunday morning walk with me, guys. I appreciate it. It's a nice Sunday morning walk. Alright. Well, I don't know what else to say, guys, so I guess I'm going to end the stream. God bless everyone in Jesus' name. May the Lord Jesus bless you all. And I will see you guys, Lord willing, next week. So peace.